Perfect. Hey, everybody. Happy Friday. I'm here with Sam for Coding with Sam.
Yes, and this morning was a little scattered. I was like, I'm not ready.
I feel like we were just here. Were we just here?
We were just here. 2 days in a row with hair and makeup is a lot.
That is a lot. That is a lot.
But we're here, and we have coffee.
I don't.
Uh-oh.
Coconut seltzer, but you know.
Okay. Well, bubbly.
It's okay. Bubbly. All right. I turned my music down. For a reminder for those watching, Coding with Sam is our initiative to help people who don't feel comfortable coding or don't have a lot of experience coding or developing anything, get comfortable copying and pasting simple code recipes that we have on the Paid Memberships Pro site. Our plugin is very pluggable, we call it. So there's lots of places you can hook in and filter and add functionality through custom code. We have a huge library of recipes on our site that we're picking from for Sam, who's been with us for 3 years, has no coding background, but is comfortable with copying and pasting PHP at this point and starting to edit and recognize patterns in code. So you don't have to be a coder to use Paid Memberships Pro, but if you want to be an expert copy paster and do some things to customize your site without having to pay a codable developer or a private developer agency, it's worth a try. So hopefully you get more comfortable with that through this series.
Yeah, and even on the background that you guys don't see, like all this week, I was doing a little bit of HTML coding of just getting paragraphs in the right spot on our author bios that we just updated on our site. So even the coding that you don't see, it's very minimal in my day-to-day job, but it's there. And I at least know how to make paragraphs space out.
There you go, right?
In HTML. So that was something I learned this week.
And that's how I learned.
Didn't even know.
In 2002, prior 2003-ish, probably. You know, that was the level of development I had. So Sam, you're 20 years away from being a PHP developer.
We'll see.
No, you don't have to. Not everyone has to. Anyway.
I like my marketing job.
There you go. So what recipe are we working on today, Sam?
If you want to go ahead and pull up my screen.
Yes.
The recipe that was chosen from our recipe category is restricting certain words in usernames. So this could be helpful for a number of reasons. Maybe you don't want someone to use, you know, if they have the, I don't know, a not so nice word is one
yes, that's good.
reason to not have to restrict certain words and usernames if you have that problem. I really hope you don't. But you could. And especially if the username is going to be public, like on a community forum or the directory, or even something like Discord, you may not want certain words in the username. And so this is how you can restrict that from happening.
Yeah. Core Paid Memberships Pro doesn't show a user's username to anyone except people with access to edit users in your admin, people in your team, or then the user themselves. When they're logging in, they can use their username, or on their account page, they'll see their username repeated. But WordPress will use that username if you're using a platform like BuddyPress, BuddyBoss, BBPress. It'll be part of their forum profile user, their display name there, the URL of their forum user profile. And our member directory extension also creates pretty URLs for the individual profile pages that is built off of that username. So if that's something that becomes public right away after, or becomes part of your site right away after they sign on and they use some hateful word in their username, you could prevent that from happening by using a recipe like this.
Yeah, in this example,
just prevent people. Go ahead.
On the blog post, the username pluck. The custom message says, "Hey, that's not a nice username. We're not gonna allow you to check out if you use something that's within the parameters that we're about to create."
Yeah.
So this is the code recipe, and if you have not been here before, in our Coding with Sam site that we use, we love the Snippets plugin. We have no affiliation with them other than the fact that this is the way I love to code. and the only way I know how to code, actually, because I don't know how to go into like all the files and the backdoor and all of that. But Code Snippets by Code Snippets Pro is a wonderful plugin to drop your code in and have it work. So add a new snippet, and there's a video on our YouTube channel of getting this on your site and using it. So that I recorded months ago. So you can go back and look at that at any time. Always add a title so you know what you're changing. This is restricting words and usernames. And we will drop in our code. I will leave that information since everybody likes to leave the information. Okay, and I have not looked at this code. So we're going to go through this and see what we need to change. Okay, so this is getting the username from the form. So that's just kind of like, hey, make sure you check this. Check it for invalid terms, and this is the message that we're going to have. So for my example, I'm just going to put, when we get to it, I'm going to put that you can't use my name. So I'm going to say, hey, you cannot be me for my message.
Good.
So that's how you edit the message that's going to show at the top of checkout if they decide to use any of these restricted words. Return whether the check is good or bad. Check the past usernames for custom defined invalid terms. Update the variable to include the terms you want to block. Separate by bars. Okay. So we're going to say you can't use Sam. And I'll just leave it as Sam. I'm going to get rid of the bar and the other word. And then we should be able to save changes and activate. And then if I go to the front end of my site, where is my logout button? What is going on today?
I don't know if we put a menu on this one. We can.
Oh, we may not have. Okay. This needs some work. I don't even know where my levels
bare
are.
bones.
Okay, so we're going to go this way. We're going to go to our settings. We're going to navigate to a level from the back end. And I will be playing with this site today to make it a little more functional. Okay, but we're going to log out so we can create a username. And I'm going to try to use the username. I'm going to put Sam.
There's a lot of fields on this checkout form because it's just the default. Sorry.
That's okay.
We all live at 123 The Street. That's your address.
123 Sesame Street. No, just kidding. I think that's true.
Lynn, I see your question. We're going to address it as soon as Sam completes this because I want Sam to be involved in the response.
Oh, thank you.
See if
a phone number too. Goodness gracious.
Goodness gracious. There you
go. Okay, now we get to the credit card. We're going to fix this today, I promise, guys.
I don't know that you've had to complete a checkout yet with Coding with Sam.
I don't think so. Hey, you cannot be me. So it did work. It says you cannot be Sam. I am really curious, though. Let's just say if I say, like, Sam Darty, if it picks up that I have Sam in the username. It does. You cannot be me. Yeah. But if I change this and get rid of Sam and I'm just Darty,
we have to enter your credit card information again.
Oh my goodness.
There you go.
Who built this site?
We need that checkout optimizations post here. It should let this one register.
Processing. There we go.
Cool.
Okay.
So Lynn asked, you have to manually enter all bad words that you want blocked. It does not automatically pick up bad words. That's correct. WordPress itself has some usernames that it doesn't allow to be created with. just some protected terms. But literally, we've had people on our site be angry that our free documentation is behind a free login, and they'll create a username like, I'm sorry, they'll say like "fu," why do I need an account? That's literally like a username someone made, like, and we're like, what?
Yeah.
So I delete the user account on the site, but we don't have this restriction on our site. We don't actually capture usernames anymore. We just generate them from the email address, which was a recent update to try to circumvent some of these weird username issues we were seeing. But yeah, you do have to enter them. I think we didn't write the recipe with the list of like naughty words because we didn't want that on our site. But I think you could probably ask AI to create like a list of like the top 60 most offensive words separated by bars, and then
I'm
use
not going
that
to do
in
that
your
on my
site
screen.
for protection. Don't do that on your screen. We just don't know.
I
But yeah,
don't
you
know
would
what
want to enter
ChatGPT
them
would
yourself.
be. Okay, the one question I had though, okay, I see the bar there. Okay, so is it, do you need to put spaces between the bars, or is it just a
No
bar?
space.
No
Just
space.
a bar.
So just a bar. So you would add the bar, and I have a Mac keyboard, so it's shift and it's the / button. There's a straight bar. But we could say Kim, we could say Christy, Jason, and then none of these names would be allowed. And you can make that list as long as you want.
And like your test, Sam, it's looking for that string anywhere in the submitted username. So if somebody put like, I don't even know what words have the word Kim in it or the word Sam within, but they couldn't use a username if they detect that the pattern of the letters SAM in the submitted username. So yeah, Nigel Singer says, I thought there was a spreadsheet or CSV file with suggested bad usernames for people to import based a base cover. Oh, cool. We could look for that. Think Google provides it? Maybe we can link to it from the. Where can I find a list of frowned upon usernames for the web? If anyone finds that link, that would be cool as a resource to link to.
On this
There's
post,
something called the No Swearing Dictionary. Look at that. There is a no swear dictionary. Maybe that's a good resource. Reserved usernames list. There's a GitHub repository with reserved usernames. No, none of these are like bad words in this list anyway. They're just like contact us.
We have a similar recipe that to kind of customize how your members can sign up is we have this other recipe that allows members to use their email address as their username, and you can reformat usernames to allow characters after checkout.
Bad username, safe browsing lists. I don't know if anyone finds that would be great. There's a few that are lists of bad usernames, but they're more like words like registrar and admin and things like that. Oh, it's called a pipe. That's true. The vertical bar is called a pipe.
Oh, the more you know. I learn something every day.
Lynn asks, you said there's a way with the new update to not have a username at all, but just an email. Yeah, didn't we demo that abbreviating checkout? Maybe we can link to that.
We did the
find that post.
Yeah, we.
It's
3 ways to simplify checkout is the blog post, Kim.
My Rolodex.
But the one that I just mentioned is different than the one that you just mentioned. Right here. Membership checkout optimization. 3 ways to reduce form fields. So you can reduce the form fields at checkout, where you we did this one not too long ago with Coding with Sam. There's my video on it. So you can go back and watch that. But this was 3 recipes we ran through. 1 to require your name and email only. 1 to use the billing information to generate user information. And then the other one to only require email address at sign up. So those 3 ways we did go through a past Coding with Sam. This other one, customizing the username at membership checkout, I have not done yet, but we can get to it. This would be generating a username at PMPro from their email. So they enter their email and the backend generates a username for them. And the other one on this post is reformatting usernames. So if someone enters John Doe as if they properly wrote out John Doe, on the back end, it would change to John_Doe for the second code recipe in this one. So we can dive into those another time on Coding with Sam. There's lots of recipes for us to do.
But what's cool about the not capturing username, it's just one less field to check out, which is nice. And all of the login forms that we offer, like front-end login and the WordPress admin version of the dashboard login, allows email or username login. So people don't really need to know a username, but it is helpful if you are in that community style where people, maybe this is old 90s Kim with like handles and stuff, but some people have like an idea of what their handle is, and they want that to be what represents them rather than some weird word based on their email. The ones that generate based on email are adding characters or stripping out parts of their email. So my email, if it's info@paymembershipspro.com, the username generated might be info2263 or something like that. Or it might be info_paid_membershipspro_com and just turning the @ and the period in that to an underscore. So there's different ways you can generate what that username is going to look like from that email address. Yeah. Published by Facebook, covers most vulgarities. Cool. All right. Nigel's going to maybe hit us up and contact us and we can link to that.
Or if you're in the Slack community, you can Slack it to us as well.
Cool.
Any other questions from everybody? That was a nice, quick, short and easy one, which is good because I was like scatterbrained this morning and I was like, I'm not even logged into my demo site. I don't have my microphone on.
It shouldn't be hard.
Nigel's going to post in the Facebook group. I will look for that. Will you post the link for taking usernames out? Oh, yes, we will.
Oh, sure.
Did I Slack that to you? Are you getting it?
I have this one. And then also the customizing emails. Customizing usernames for your membership.
And the one that did you post the one that we did today already?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's the other one. But we'll put those all in the description of this video after we get this all published up on YouTube. Then the description will have those links.
Christy, if you could grab those so you could add them to the video. Thank you.
It's fun to do lives like this. They feel really interactive when people are communicating this much with us.
Yes, it is. I like the lively chat.
Yeah. So Sam, when are we live? When are we back here? When are you all going to come see us again? When do I have to do my hair again?
We have a nice little break, actually. We will be back November 14th for an open office hours. It will be an Ask Me Anything with Andrew Lima, one of our, he's a director of operations, but he's also heavy in dev. He's heavy in customer support. He's been with the company for over 8 years, I want to say.
Probably more at this point. Yeah, definitely
probably more.
8.
Definitely 8, probably maybe closer to 9 or 10.
Yeah.
So we'll have Andrew, and then we are also going to have Kim White with us. I hope she's listening and she doesn't realize this is news. But Kim White is typically in our chat when we are live, and she is also on our customer support team. So I will be fielding the questions to both of them on November 14th. At 11 a.m. Eastern. And remember, the U.S. is doing their time change this weekend, so just be mindful of your calendars. And then I think the next Coding with Sam isn't until after that. Oh, wow. I think I have a little bit of a break for Coding with Sam.
Okay.
I'll update the live page and figure out my next date.
Perfect.
But if you go to the live page, there is a calendar of events, and I do have the events for the rest of the year already planned out on that calendar. So you can, Paid Memberships Pro /live is where we have all of our events. Yep, and there's the tab to the event calendar. And on that calendar, you will also see sneak peeks of the community events that we run. So if you're not in the Slack community and you see these extra events and you want to take part of them, then you should join the Slack
Join.
community.
Come on in. We're nice.
Oh, the next Coding with Sam is 11/22. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, I hope you all have a great weekend. Sam, thank you for doing this. I know when we were like, Sam, what if you do a coding series on YouTube? You were like, wait, what? What? But
It's been fun,
making it. You're helping so many people, making coding seem more accessible. So,
and I learn something every day too.
There you go. All right. Thanks, y'all. We'll see you guys on the 14th and the 22nd. All right. Bye.
Have a great week.